Uh, as a testimonial, just to promote Terra, Firma, FMA concepts and Burro Kill Arnis Alhambra, Arnis de Mano, a compilation of my studies with the Alhambra family, my father's life, and personal protection lessons and training with the Canadian military, all of whom, among various others of course, were instrumental in leading me down this path of development. I wanted to interview you here as a testimonial for the club. Could you just briefly state your name and a little bit about yourself, what you do for a living?
Yes, hi, I'm Sancho. I'm from Costa Rica. I'm a physician and an avid practicer of the program.
As a medical doctor, what are your thoughts on the authenticity of this program with regards to breaking down a human body biomechanically and structurally, or non-physically as well?
Yes, one of the main issues that I can talk to you about is that when I started coming here, I noticed that the motions that we use and the type of training is very natural with human body movement, something anybody can do, and you can keep doing for the rest of your life. So it's very, very natural that
As an avid and experienced martial artist, having done multiple styles in the past, what have you seen as the differences with this program as compared to the various others that you've trained in?
Of course, one of the main issues is the reality training. I would call it the black sheep of what we do here, because even with my fellow classmates, we try to put as much reality and into the program that we can have circular education, and we can have a lot of realism into what we do in terms of even violence avoidance.
What do you mean by circular education? Can you just mention that briefly?
Yes, I mean, one of the skills that you can do from class 1, you can do in class 100, because it's something that translates into, even if it's your hand, your legs, your weapons, or anything that you use in the program, you can have it on day 1 and be as effective as in day 1 as in day class.
Could you let me know your thoughts on the concepts of the program from a functional standpoint? Are the principles sound in your estimation?
Of course, as a medical doctor, I can tell you that universal targeting, which is something that we practice here, will work on anybody. And I've seen it in medical practice. If the right injury is upon you, then there's nothing you can do about it. You need to have it fixed. And with this type of training, training for survivalism, then you go for those targets and it will be effective. So I would say the principles are very, very sound. As I said earlier, natural movement is very, very important.
So from a medical perspective, these methodologies would work in your...
Of course, not only as said in class, they'll work even better, because in class you're restraining the amount of speed, power that you put into the technique. So if it's something that is out of reflex, like I said, natural movement, when you really get to explode in a real situation, it's super effective.
Do you feel that the training prepares you for the realities of a violent attack as it happens on the street? I mean, that also includes violence avoidance, psychology, physiology, and all of these other areas that so many people don't remember to address, the law.
Yes, I mean, nothing will ever prepare you fully for a violent attack on the street, but I see the program as a life skill, like swimming. If you know how to swim, you'll get out of trouble in the water. If you know how to de-escalate violence, you'll get to go home safe and sound. Even knowing the law about self-defense, what it states, where you can apply it, that will also get you safe, even if you get to apply the violence stopping techniques. You'll get to be on the upper hand, whether it's safely or law avoidance or not avoidance, working with the law for your self-defense.
What do you feel is the value of training with weapons, where so many other academies or systems avoid this late until a student's development, or even never at all?
So if you're training in weapons 10 years after you started your self-defense class, then you get attacked on day 3 of class, then all your years are worthless. I mean, weapons are out there, and they are everywhere. As you see in class, anything can be a weapon, bottle or anything. So I think that it's very, very important to work with weapons because they'll be there, even if it's for someone to use them against you or for yourself to use as self-defense. Learning the weapons is very, very important because there are different skills that come with this. And violence avoidance is one of the topmost because I, as a doctor, don't want to use a weapon on anybody. But knowing how to defend myself against one is very, very important.
I know this is getting back to question 1 a little bit, but are the program and the instructors accurate from your perspective as a medical doctor when it comes to anatomy, physiology, biomechanics, psychology? Are they in line with what you've studied and what your perception and reality has been?
Yes, I mean, you can see it in medical practice. We all practice it in some degree, that you know how the human body responds. You don't need to be a physician to know that if you get caught with a bleed, and some people can manage that. It is anatomical accuracy, because as I said earlier, these are universal targets that we use. These are targets that are going to work whether you're fat or skinny or any ethnicity, anything. These are universal. This work because it's the human body that we're dealing with. It's not me, it's not the instructor, it's not the fellow student, it's another human body. And how the human body reacts to what we do, that's what we do.
What is your view between, now that you've studied here for quite some time, what is the difference between targeting over sequencing with regards to mentality for self-defense?
I mean, targeting rules because you can target from any perspective with any type of pressure that you get on anything that you get. You can have a target, whether you're on the ground, whether you're standing, and the target is going to work in all of the occasions because, as I said, it's a human body, a sensitive part. So targeting will rule out any kind of sequence because once the violence starts, there's no sequence that is going to follow.
What is your current perception of the difference between, I remember that a few weeks ago you told me that you had a realization that these were combative martial arts, not just martial arts in general. The difference between combative martial arts and traditional martial arts after starting classes here?
Well, combatives for me is a whole different skill sets. It's not just learning how to kick, it's not just learning how to avoid attacks, it's not just learning how to de-escalate violence. It's about everything. I mean, how you deal with real life, how you deal with your daily life, how you drive, how you think about your space, how you think about what you're doing in the day, how you're aware of the people around you. These are combatives. Fighting skills, there's a belt or a prize. With this is a life skill. This will get you out of trouble as safe as it can. And that's, for me, the main difference is that this is survivalist. This is not for show.
And finally, I mean, we have such a variety of different areas that we delve into. I mean, the subsystems of the Filipino martial arts, Sambo, Western martial arts, Qigong, all of these different elements that combine together. What stimulates you about the classes and their diversity?
Well, it's the variety. I mean, even if we train for hours, if I go home and I have a skill for the ground, and I have a skill for standing, and I have a skill for weapons, even if I can reach just one of them in violence avoidance and stopping violence, it's going to get me going. And this is what really stimulates me, that it's not something staged. It's something that you get to react because it gets into you.
Perfect. On that note, I'd like to thank you very kindly, Danielle, for taking the time to do this interview. And best of luck in continuing your training.